Hey listeners, Nat here. Welcome back to Cheers with Nat, the podcast dedicated to cheering on women in drinks. Today's guest is Luma Monteiro, also known as Wineria Official on Instagram and head of marketing at Davies Wine Merchants. We start by discussing the many hats Luma wears, how she first got into wine, and how she got to where she is now, by building both her wine knowledge and her business expertise. Luma then tells us what motivates her, the message she hopes her journey shares with others, the new hobby she's obsessed with outside of work, and lots more. Before we get into the episode, just a quick apology from me, as there are a few occasions where the audio quality dips a bit. I think there may have been an issue with my mic connection that I didn't catch at the time. This conversation is well worth a listen though, so please do bear with. It's time for a cheers and a chat with Luma Monteiro. Here she is.
Oh my God, Nat, I love this wine. This is like, I'm very biased because I do post a lot about it.
Okay.
He's a producer. He does this stunning wine in Monza. So Monza is northeast Spain,
Okay.
and people will know more region inside of Monza, which is Priora.
Oh yeah.
Very famous, and the wines are brilliant. But Monza, because it's more, is a little bit of a shadow, by
Yeah.
by
The bigger name in the
the
region.
bigger name.
Okay.
And but I love to try the wine from this region because it's so beautiful. And this producer, Joseph Grau, is a stunning producer from the region. This bottle is called El Pas de Student, is the Catalan wording of the student's path because the place that the vineyards are is in the top of the slopes and hills. Used to be a path that the students had to go to one village to Casapanes, which was the main village, to study. So it's the path of the students.
Wow.
It's brilliant. And if you see the label, and you can look at the label here, you will see that there is a path.
Yeah.
And this one is made, the majority is Ganacha peluda, which is a mutation of normal Ganacha Grenache.
Okay.
But in that region, because he planted these vineyards in 1947, so it's quite old vines,
Okay.
and they're bringing like complex, perfumed. And if you like have a taste of it, you will see that the light is the color is very light.
Very light. Yeah, which actually I like. I'm not red wines sometimes intimidate me with all the tannin, and this being a lighter red, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like this."
It's lovely, isn't it? And because it's Ganache peluda in English is hairy Ganache,
Okay.
because if you see the leaves, the underneath the leaves are slightly hairy.
They got a little fuzz on there.
So it's
Okay.
like a Ganache peluda. And this mutation of Grenache brings a wine with more acidity, slow accumulation of sugar. So, the alcohol will be more controlled than normal Grenache that, can accumulate sugar quite quick and be quite alcoholic.
Yeah.
In result, this is a very light, perfumed
Yeah. It's
wine.
beautiful.
I know. And you drink a glass and you're like, oh,
Gentle red fruits, and yeah, I'm feeling very sophisticated because I have a red wine, but it's not too tannic, too much for me. Like I find a lot of red wines. Me knowing very little about wine, especially compared to you.
no, but I think you can always see similarities. You're very good with drinks and beers. You see similarities, because this one, for example, will taste more like lambic-ish because it's low intervention.
Yeah.
So if you taste it, you might get like
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Yeah, quite similar
Okay.
to a creek.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
comparing two things completely different, but
Less like
like
a farmyard character, because we know that Britannomyces character is not always welcome in wine. That kind of fruity, the acidic.
yes, the acidic.
Totally.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, that's a really good comparison.
Mm.
Well, clearly you're wonderful at talking about wine. Why don't you tell us a bit about what you do? What is your current role in the drinks world, and what does a day to day look like?
Oh, so I do many things. I think as a lot of people do many things in wine. So I have two main things I do. One is my communications, which was a side hustle, but now I would say is a big chunk of my life, which is like Instagram. And then I do a little bit of writing for a couple of trade magazines, a little bit. And but I do a lot of things on Insta because I do like this feedback from people.
Yeah, you want to engage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to tell a story, like, for example, I love this wine. So I go there quickly, instantly. I can say something like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I tried this amazing wine, it's Grenache from Monsanto. So I like this very quick interaction with people that, it's not just followers, it's people that have been following my journey for a long time.
Yeah.
So that is like one bit of my
What
takes a
happened
good chunk
there?
of my time.
Yeah.
I have a full-time job. I am the head of marketing at Davies. Is traditional English merchants. They are fifth generation family merchants since 1870. So I oversee, and we are going, I can tell you more about it, but like I lead all the marketing for all the businesses that Davies have.
It's amazing.
I know. And I do judging as well.
Yeah.
So my judging period will start very soon. Normally it starts like April. So I do the Canter here in the UK.
Yep.
I do Concours Mondial de Brussels, CMB, which we are going this year to Yerevan in Armenia.
Oh,
And
exciting.
then I'm going Croatia again.
Wow.
And then you're opening, a can of worms. So this is a little bit like it is a lot.
Yeah. You have many, many jobs.
Many jobs.
Okay.
It's exciting.
We'll dig into each one, but I'm very curious, and kind of a new question I've been asking everyone in this podcast is, looking back when you were little, what did you dream you would grow up to be? And do you see any parallels between that and what you do now?
Yeah, so it's interesting because I always thought when I was young that I was quite focused. I always wanted to do business. Business, when I say administration, like working
Okay.
in a company doing admin.
Yeah.
And because I knew what I wanted to do, don't ask me how, why, reason.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be like, when people have fun stuff like astronaut things. No, I just wanted to work in business.
Space, not for me.
Administration, business, that's it.
Interesting. So did you see it from your parents, or what do you think made you think I'm going to run a business? And
I think a little bit from my father. My father so my father had a full-time job,
yeah.
but was very keen to like have side businesses, and he did have a couple.
Yeah.
I think I saw that and was like, oh, that's very interesting. And then so I just knew I wanted to do business, and I did my high school, like we in Brazil we call technician high school in business. I did my master's. Well, I did uni, business and marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and I did post graduation, which is master's in international business. So I didn't know. So I just followed the path.
Yeah. So you did know. Very interesting. Well, I am curious. I was going to come to this later on because, of course, we're going to talk all about your wine journey. But I know you worked in a very, very different business back home in Brazil. So
Yeah.
let's start there. How did you go from the business you were working in to the world of wine that you are now fully immersed in here in the UK?
So because I knew what I wanted to do quite young.
Yeah.
So I started my career very young at Vale. So Vale is a iron mining company.
Yeah, so different
I
than wine. Arrow mining. What?
I know. And it's like, is the biggest mining company in Brazil,
Okay.
third biggest in the world.
Yeah.
So we were very international as a company.
Yeah.
And I did something even more specific because I was the buyer of parts for aircrafts.
Wow.
Because we had like a small department in the business where we had to do flights between our main mines and our HQ, which was in Rio.
Okay.
So I was responsible for buying parts to keep the aircrafts
The
flying.
internal
Internal.
operations going.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And I did that. I was a buyer for 10 years at Vale. And I loved it. It was a great job. But I think at some point in my life, I was like, oh, everything's so good and so settled. I finished my master's quite young as well, because everything I did young,
Mhm.
I finished quite everything young. I started in the company, I was 17 years old. I started as
Wow.
an intern.
Yeah.
And then I was growing my career. And suddenly it was like, oh, I speak English fluent because I was dealing with international companies.
All the time. Okay.
Exactly. So I was like, do I want to do this all my life? So when I hit 10 years my 10th anniversary at the company, and I was 27 at the time, I was like, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or should I try something completely new? And I was living like in an apartment with my best friend, we had an amazing time in Rio. I was like, I want to challenge myself. So I was like, where should I go? And then I came to London. And then that is how my journey in London in wine started. Because back in Brazil, in Rio, I did a course for amateurs about wine, but one of the best schools in Rio was the Brazilian Association of Sommeliers. But I didn't train sommelier. I just did the course as for fun,
Yeah,
as a
learn
hobby.
something new and discover more
Exactly.
wine. Okay.
But in Brazil, we don't have a lot of contact with international wines. We do more the South American
Yeah.
wine scene is stronger than
Yeah.
everything else. So when I arrived in London to leave, I was like, oh my God. And I didn't come just to work with wine. I came to work again in a company, I was working for distributors of luxury watches in Primrose Hill. I know.
I mean, how did you go
I
from
know.
airplane parts to luxury watches?
Because my director in Brazil, he was really worried. He was like, my God, Luma, you are leaving behind a career of 10 years, to go somewhere that you don't know. Oh my God, go to see my daughter. She has a company there.
She'll sort
Go
you
to
out.
work with her.
That is too funny. I mean, kind that they looked after you.
I know. So I came with this recommendation. So I worked with her for a year.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
And
And then what? And then I was
how did
like,
wine make its way into your world?
when I arrived here, I was like, oh my God, I can taste and drink wine from all around the world. I was really surprised. And then when I started working with her in this company, my friend that used to share the same apartment with me here in London, she was like, Luma, I know an agency. They need someone urgently, part-time, from 3 p.m. to 11. So it's not part-time, is it?
That's a full day. Just
Part-time is like, but the story was like, oh, they need a part-time. That speaks fluent English and understand wine very well.
okay.
And I was already interested in wine at the time. I was like, ooh, a new hobby in London as well.
Yeah.
So they need someone urgently to work in a restaurant. It's a 4-star hotel in Hyde Park. Do you want to go? And I was like, my God, I never worked with hospitality in my life. Never done anything like that.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, but they're willing to train because they are desperate, etc. I was like, okay. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to try to reduce my hours in the office and do that to see how we go.
Yeah.
My God, that was like a nightmare because I was working 16 hours a day.
Yeah. Those are really long days. I'm thinking about it. If you're stacking up your hours for the watch company and then going to another long hospitality shift,
Was crazy. From
you
9 to 12.
committed.
I know. So I remember like my routine was like from 9 to 12, I was in my work in the morning, like, normal business, etc. And then running to get the train to go to Hyde Park, which was Marble Arch at the time, that was my station.
Mm-hmm.
And then to start my shift, I had like time for 20-minute sandwich, start my shift at 3 o'clock until 11.
There until 11.
I know. Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
So how long did that last for? How long were you able to keep up?
I did that for both together. I did for 6 months and then I
Yeah.
was exhausted.
Yeah.
So I left the job at the office
Okay.
and just stayed as a sommelier because I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
My boss was training me, at the time. So then I started my WSET because I was like, I have this time in the morning. I'm free in the morning now.
Okay. Let's formalize my wine education.
Exactly. Because, I did my course in Brazil when I had the knowledge, but I was like, no, I think I need a qualification.
Yeah.
So this is when I started level 2. I went straight to level 3
Yep.
because I did the exam.
Yeah, and you knew a bit about wine already.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I was working already with wine.
Yep.
And then I started going to, trade tastings in the mornings, before my shift.
Yep.
This is how I built
Your
a little bit
knowledge.
of wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, I worked for a distributor before Davies. And then now Davies for 5 years.
Yeah.
Almost 5 years.
And climbed all the way up in Davies. So talk me through that. You were recently promoted to head of marketing at the end of last year. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And I believe you started as marketing executive. So that's a pretty big leap in 5 years. So kind of talk me through what you knew when you got started. You mentioned your background was really in business and administration, which I'm sure there's a bit of marketing in there and your organizational skills will help. But did you have to learn new marketing skills? And then what else did you pick up on the journey to go from executive to running the show?
So, yes, I didn't start as a marketing executive. So, my role was more like dealing with marketing for trade
Okay.
and the B2C, which was consumers,
Yeah.
number one consumers. And there are a lot of skills that you can transfer for sure, indeed. Because when I was invited, actually, my working value was buyer, but I was always putting my finger here and there. So, I did that. I was responsible also for the communication of my department.
Oh, there we go.
Right?
Hey.
So there is a little bit of like, I was doing a little bit of marketing slash communication
Yep.
in my role as a buyer. Was not purely buyer.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't want to do just that. I was
Yeah.
always a little bit like that.
I'm picking up that vibe. Yes.
Yes. I was like, oh, here and there.
One thing's never enough.
No, I need to keep myself, busy. So that was really transferable.
Yeah.
So, and I had all my theory in the, my uni and masters, and you always have the marketing. And my project at uni was actually a marketing project, fully. So I had all this theory experience, and then I had a little bit of experience in my work because I was trying to like dig. When I started at Davies was when I fully had a marketing role.
Yep.
I didn't have a marketing role before. That was my fully one. That's the reason I started as an executive. And I stay as an executive for 7, 8 months ish. And then I think because I was bringing a lot of things, I was kind of organizing a little bit the trade side of marketing trade and B2C a little bit. And because Davis has bars as well.
Yes.
I was not dealing with the bars. I was just like focusing what we call merchant side, right? And I think because I was organizing things, I got in that role, I was like, oh, it's not executive anymore, is manager. So I flipped to manager, and with time, we started growing a lot that side of the business. I was doing everything, and then we were like, "Well, I think we need someone else to help me. I might be too much."
You're like, I'm doing too good a job at this. I need some help, please.
And then I stayed doing the manager for 3 years ish, and then everything actually happened. I was doing my diploma at the same time, so I was quite busy. So I was focused, but not focused fully. And then from the last 1 year and a half is when I was like, okay, so how we are going to grow the marketing side, I think it's time I can step up. And the Davis was really good for me because they are very supportive of my ideas and my organization. Also, I'm very organized. And I do think I have to be because I do so many things at the same time.
Yeah.
I do have to, and I'm very focused. I'm like, this is where we are going. Don't divert from the plan.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to go.
Yeah.
And I'm very good in like, okay, how can I make my life in processes in a way that I can just go and do things smoothly? And I think when that started happening, like more last year-ish, we had the position open for head off. So first I was promoted as senior, and then I overtook the whole merchants events. I didn't deal with events before.
Yeah.
And then when they were like, Luma, I think you can go and take over the bars.
My gosh.
And then I became head off.
Wow.
So head off now is 4 months in the role, and like is being organizing, trying to be very like slick with our processes.
Yeah.
And we have great stories to tell. So it's me like coordinating what we are going to say, and it's really organizational and focus and and applying all the knowledge I have, and then the knowledge of wine. I think marketing in wine is different from normal marketing because I think the industry is quite works in their own ways. So people look at wine and like, oh, I'm going to learn about wine, and that is going to be enough. You have to learn about wine plus whatever you want to do in a company. Make sense?
Yes.
But if also you just have marketing and go to work in a company, but you don't have the wine knowledge, you will struggle a little bit.
Yes.
You do it. You can do it.
Yes.
But I think you need to have a little bit of both. Wine is one of these industries that you need to have the knowledge of wine.
Yes.
Have a business as well. We're going to bring you far, but you also have to know wine.
Okay, so you're saying how important both bits are.
Yeah.
The marketing skill and the product knowledge.
Exactly.
So let's talk about how you got all that product knowledge. So you mentioned doing your level 3 in wine from WSET, then going for diploma. Now, diploma is so far above me. In the world of beer at WSET, we only have level 2. So paint a picture for folks who maybe haven't even heard of diploma at WSET. What is this challenge that you undertook and what was it like?
So, maybe.
How much time do we have?
Maybe you don't need to know because then you just go and do it.
You're worried about scaring
Do
people
it.
off. Huh?
I would say it is a lot, but I would never say to not do it. I will always say do it.
Okay.
I'll tell you why, because learning in depth about something, and my God, the diploma, you will learn in depth about everything. You are not going to be like, you're going to be generalistic because you will know about everything.
Yeah.
The soils of every single part region in France, you will do. I would say, like, coming from level 3, WCT level 3, which I think is a big step from level 2. My God, I think diploma is on steroids is really is big.
Yeah.
Because what you do, you split. So level 3, you learn a little bit about everything, but in a big chunk, you have 2 open questions. I can't remember anymore if it's 3 or 6 wines that you go through in your tasting, but you don't need to guess anything. You just need to analyze the structure of the wine. Is it tannins, acidity, blah blah blah. You don't need to know if it's a Grenache, what the region. You don't need to know. When you go diploma, oh my god, you jump to. Let me remember. Let me see if I remember well. It's like 2 years ago. 12 wines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 12, yes, 12 wines. And you do blind. This is one part, okay? It's just one part of it. Just I'm talking about the big one, which is the wines of the world, is everyone is scared of, is actually absolutely, my God.
D3, this is a third component. People call it the beast. So
My God,
yes.
it is the beast. It is the beast, it's true. And you have to learn about all wines from all around the world, except sparkling, because you have a unit about your sparkling. So what happens with diploma is it's so big that you split in units. You have the one, you to learn about viticulture, winemaking, and you need to, because you need to have the basis of the knowledge. And then you have D2, which is business. So then you talk about marketing, how you do a project in wine, which is brilliant. Like from where do you sell your wine? How do you sell it? What is your route to market? It's very interesting. I love the unit 2.
Of course you love the business side. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's amazing. And then you have unit 4, which is sparkling of the world, and then you just analyze the sparkling from everywhere. You have level 5, which is the best, which is a fortified.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so amazing. It's actually brilliant because you discover you get in love with Madeira, you get in love with sherry, you get in love with these exciting, amazing ones. Actually, I loved it. It was amazing. You do have a blind tasting as well in sparkling. You have blind tasting in fortified, but it's 3 wines, so it's quite of manageable. When you go to the beast, which is unit 3, you do learn about every single country, every single region without the country, every single sub-region, every single AOC, or whatever you call it, the market areas, etc. And you have 12 wines.
I think my heart rate is going up just hearing about this.
I
and
know.
what the challenges.
I know. And you do have to say correctly. You have to do like an approach with your structure that you learn in WSET, how you approach the wines, and then what is the region, what is the country. You have a flight region or you flight country. Mixed bag, In my exam, I had a Chinomavro from Greece. Thank you very much, WSET, for the challenge. But I think it's 2 years. If you do it in a normal pace,
Yeah.
there are people that do it very quickly because of work or, pressured with life, you do it quicker. I did in 2 years. It was amazing because it gave me time to sink in information. And my God, it's huge.
What a commitment. How has it affected your career? What are the positives you've taken away from that challenge?
First, I think like my personal knowledge, because you leave level 3 thinking, oh, I know a lot about wine. And then you go level 4, which is diploma, you're like, I know nothing about wine. Humbles you in a way. I did think helped me a lot in my career for many reasons. I think you have a certification, that backs you up.
Yeah.
When you are saying something, it's because you studied it. And of course, if you are in a company, you will have the benefits of having diploma because you will progress easier because people will look like, oh, she has diploma, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So it's a
Look at
mix
the
of
effort
like
that you went to, the passion that you have, the commitment that you made, that all plays into showing who you are.
exactly.
Now,
And you will know a lot about wine.
yeah. Well, if
Well,
you can believe it,
well,
there's even more to know. Now, diploma is the last stop with WSET, but where are you off to next in your wine studies?
I'm not. I thought about this for so long. I was like, my God, should I just settle? And
Is this enough?
because what happened to me when I finished diploma, and I was like, I had all this time free in my head. I was doing Wineria, which is my Instagram. I was doing my full time at Davies, and I was doing diploma at the same time. I know.
It's like 3 full-time jobs.
It was 3 full-time jobs. I was not sleeping.
Wow.
I was sleeping 5 hours. I remember waking up 5 o'clock in the morning to
To
study.
study.
And then I was like, but imagine when suddenly I have no more classes,
Yeah.
I do not have to study anymore.
Yeah.
I had this period of like, oh my God, why do I have this 3 hours more in my day?
Yeah. What do I do
What
with
do
this
I
time on my
do?
hands? Yeah.
So I did apply last year for a scholarship for Master of Wine, and I did get shortlisted this year with is a sponsorship by Jared Bassett Foundation, where they give to students the full course paid.
Amazing.
I know, to create more diversity in wine, which I think is a brilliant idea. It helps, because you want to feel included, you want to feel represented. I'm Brazilian, I'm Latina, I'm not white. You know what I mean? So you do need these things to push you
Yeah.
in places that normally is not easy.
That there's
Uh,
not someone like you there already.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. I think that motivated me even more than the knowledge because I'm
Mm.
like, oh no, we have to change the game, isn't it? And you have to, sometimes it has to be you. Who else is going to do it?
Yeah, that's super powerful. And Master of Wine is something, the stat that I always hear, I've met a few being part of the WSET team, is that more people have gone to space than are Masters of Wine. So it just shows you how select this group is, how challenging this next level is. But I can totally understand your reasoning to go for it. Not only is it the knowledge, but it's the impact that you can make as a result.
Exactly, exactly. We do have one Brazilian Master of Wine, the seal, which is brilliant as well. It's very cool. And I do know a couple of people studying. I have a very good friend, Karine. She's in stage 2 now. And hopefully she'll be the first woman MW and Brazilian,
From Brazil.
sorry,
Yeah.
Brazil. And it's just like bringing more people in, like it's a career. I mean, I'm not going anywhere, this is my career.
Yeah.
And where else would I go?
Where else would I go?
What else would I do with my time?
That's too
You
funny.
know?
Well, let's
Oh
talk
my
about
God.
let's talk about the other thing that takes up a chunk of your time. You have a very popular Instagram account, Wineria Official. At what point in your wine education journey did you start sharing? And how has what you share changed the more you've learned?
So I started it when I started journey with WSET level 3
Okay.
because I thought I was learning so many amazing stuff.
Yeah, and you just want to share, right?
Exactly.
That's
You
how
were
I
like,
feel. Yeah.
wait a second.
This is too cool to keep to myself.
How can exactly how no one talks about it,
Yeah.
And it was in a time, Nat, I'm going to tell you, oh my God, it's going to reveal my age. It's like I have the Instagram for almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 10 years. And I remember starting it and like was dark ages, man, on Instagram for wine. Was a couple of people saying, oh, taking these static pictures of bottles and saying, oh, I give a score of 95 and I am, I don't know, John Doe. So it's 92 John Doe. And I'm like, but who
Why should
are
I
you?
believe you? And what does it
Yes.
even taste like? And
What's going on?
okay.
And I was like, oh, I think we have to have like a more fun approach to it. Like, not fun, but like, tell me the story of the producer.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a 92 points wine. Fine, amazing. But what?
Why?
Why? Because the flavors is complex and perfume. Fine, but how many more 92 perfumed amazing? So I thought it was lacking a little bit of like, can we tell what this producer is doing?
Mm.
And I'm learning. I learned this week, for example, I'll give an example of what I did when I was level 3. I was like, oh, I learned this week that rootstocks are American. Did you know that? So I was fascinated by things that I was learning. I was like, I want to share.
And
S-
that
That
has
was
to do
it.
with the phylloxera, is that right? So loads of the roots got wiped out in Europe, so then American roots were brought in to enable
Exactly.
the European roots to continue growing.
Exactly perfect.
Do we
You
need to scroll all the way back on your Instagram to find that story?
probably.
That was a long time ago.
I still try to bring these things, but like I think I was more in the past, like, wow, like look at this information, this
But you're
bits of
always doing
information.
producer visits. You're so great at capturing and sharing content from the judging that you're doing and the places that you're visiting. How has engaging with folks online changed in your experience over the last decade of your presence on Instagram?
I think now the videos are much more important than
Yeah.
static posts. In the past, I remember I did one post, one image, and it was like telling a story, long captions, and people like, oh yeah. going to read that.
Mhm.
And my long caption, I know because I did a couple of tests, and my long captions was the one that was like getting more likes because people were reading stories.
Yeah.
Nowadays, no. Nowadays it's video,
Mm.
less than 30 seconds, tell your story. Tell me what you have to tell quickly and in an engaging way, you know? I still do long posts, like long caption, even if I'm doing a reel.
Mhm.
I do long caption because I want to say more than the 30 seconds.
Yeah.
The 30 seconds, I will say something meaningful.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just like pour a glass of wine and like, wow, look at this color. No, I'm going to do something like, oh, did you know this producer?
You're still going to share some knowledge. That's your focus.
Exactly. Small bits because it
But
has
in
to
the
be
way that it
short.
works.
Exactly. This is how we change it a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
You have to grab the attention of someone very quickly, and then, but I still do my long caption because there are more things I want to say. I'm like, why? If I'm posting a picture of a wine, why am I posting a picture of their wine? What does it mean for me? Like I learned something about it, or it's a stunning wine and it's a good value. Get it? You know?
They're kind of different purposes, different things you want to get
Different
across.
purposes for sure, indeed. So, for example, this wine we tried today.
Yep.
I did post about it because I never buy cases. I mean, the money of people that work in wine is not great, you know. But then when I was like, I'm going to buy a case of this because I want to drink every night when I'm watching my Netflix.
Yeah.
A glass of this delish.
Something clicked with this one. Yeah.
So then I posted a picture of a bottle.
Yep.
And then I said, the reason is this wine is amazing. Wow, my God. Really surprised me, it's perfume and blah, blah, blah. I told the story about the label. It's meaningful stories. This is for me. So what changed was the format.
Just how you tell it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think my writing got more complex because I was learning more complex things. Does it make sense? I was like, I learned about the rootstock, but now I'm like, wow, did you know that you can have nitrogen problems in the rootstock? I'm like, oh, how can I say this to people in a nice way?
Yes.
You know,
How
like
can I break this down in a way that
nitrogen
gets
in the
across?
soil was important. You know, like, it's just these things, you know.
Yeah.
And okay, I might be saying this wrong now, but like I'm saying, changed my way of writing.
Mm-hmm.
I was learning more complex things, so I was trying to translate complex. It's still in complex way because you still have, you know, to give you the information that you need to give accurately, but fun.
Yeah.
You know,
But
sometimes it's
fun,
me on my
yeah.
bike. Did you see my timing in my bike?
No, I don't think
Almost
so.
crashed many times.
As in you were like recording.
Yes, I was like, you know what? How can I make this fun? I'm going to say something very, you know, like technical, but how can I grab people's attention? It was me and my bike.
All right, I'm gonna look these up. I've done one walking reel, and I was like, I need to be on a street where it's quiet so that I don't walk into anything.
Be careful when you bike and film.
Yeah, it's too funny. Oh my gosh! And has this all been through trial and error? Really, that's how you're
Yes.
learning what works.
Yes. And it's fun because, you know, you're sharing with people. People will tell stuff as well. You're going to discover other people on Insta that are doing amazing work.
Yeah.
And you look at now, Instagram is brilliant. People are going there, you know, telling their wines that they're drinking, they start their learning, they are visiting vineyards and sharing pictures of vineyards.
Yeah.
It's lovely. We are opening up the world for wine, you know, in a very nice, fun way. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other really cool opportunity that you were selected for, very, very rare opportunity that only a handful of people get picked for each year, is the Champagne Academy. Tell me all about that. I remember seeing some of your content from that. You were there last year, year before now?
2 years ago, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is the Champagne Academy and what was that experience like?
My God, I think I never fully recovered from that week, to be honest. It was the best week I had in my life, I'm telling you. What happened is the Champagne Academy is a group of 16 of the Grand Marquis, right? And I'm talking Moët Chandon, Ruinart, Krug,
All
the
big
main
champagne brands
champagne
you'd
houses,
know.
yes, the
Yeah.
16 Grand Marquis grouped together, and it's a very old institution. And they select 16 people working in the trade in the UK. They go to Champagne for 1 week, and every day you visit 3 houses. And I'm saying, like, starting drinking champagne 10 o'clock in the morning, you know, and then you have these amazing lunches, and you have this stunning, perfect dinner, perfect. I found perfection at. And I remember, like, it's so amazing, so brilliant. The champagnes are brilliant. You are trying the new releases in the UK. Sometimes you are very lucky and try. Sometimes no, you do try the prestige cuvées of the, that they are launching in the market. Because
Amazing.
our role when we finish the Champagne Academy is to be ambassadors
Yeah.
of champagne.
To spread the word. And
To
that's why
spread the
you're
word.
getting this firsthand experience and you're able to capture it and share it in a way that's pretty different than a lot of the other folks that were selected for it.
Exactly. And my God, they found an ambassador because I'm telling you.
Non-stop
I drink champagne now.
champagne now.
You know what? I don't care. I would just want to drink champagne. I remember like after 1 week. So it's brilliant because you go there. It's not just like visiting the marquees. You learn every day in the morning. You have a masterclass. At the end of the course, you have a blind tasting, and you have an exam.
Okay.
Actually, you have small exams every day, just to see how your knowledge.
Check your learning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how you're going, and you have a big exam at the end with blind tasting. I have to say, my favorite person in the whole course won there. And if you win, you get 16 magnums, one magnum of each house. I know.
Wow.
I know.
What an amazing prize.
I know. And my favorite person in the world, he got the first place. And by 0.5 points, I got the second.
Oh my gosh, Luna. Did you share some of the wines at least? I hope he gave you a few of those magnums. 1.5 liters of beautiful champagne from these epic houses. Oh my gosh.
It was brilliant. And I remember in our ceremony at the end, because you do a ceremony at the end and you receive your diploma, like you are now an academician, you're part of the Champagne Academy. We were like served foie gras. And we were like, my God, we had foie gras the whole week. I don't know if we can eat one more bit. Can you believe like the luxury of saying, getting sick of eating foie gras?
Can't eat any more foie gras. Oh my goodness.
Imagine me like, oh my God.
I think it must have been hard to come back to your normal life after.
I told you.
You still haven't recovered.
Took me 1 week to like, what am I? What am I? What? Where is my champagne 10 o'clock in the morning? I didn't get, and it was amazing because I got the silver medal, and I was part of the committee for 1 year and a half. I had this year to not do it anymore because it was too much.
Too many other things.
Not for me to say was too much because for me, but I had a brilliant 1 year and a half as part of the committee. So I was helping the marketing of the Champagne Academy.
Okay.
Instagram and stuff was brilliant, and I love it. It's an amazing institution, and they open every year that you can register.
Yeah.
You just have to prove that you work in the trade. You have to be active in the trade, and you have to prove like why champagne is important in your life, how you're going to use the champagne knowledge to spread the word around. That is how
will you be an ambassador?
I got selected.
After this experience? And yes, you're an obvious one, definitely.
Thank you.
You mentioned the other sort of hat that you wear in addition to your role at Davies and what you do with Wineria is judging. You mentioned blind tastings, you've got so much training. What is a wine judging experience like for someone who has never done it?
So what we do is like every day we receive 80 wines to taste.
80?
About 80.
Oh, that's a lot. Wow, we don't really quite get that high
in a calm day. Can go to 95.
It's a quiet day.
Yes. So we receive them all blind.
Yep.
We just know, depend of the competition, okay? I'm going to give an example of the counter now because the UK is more is the one that everyone knows.
Yep.
So during the day, we have this spreadsheet with like, we don't know what the wines are. We don't know the producers. We don't know anything. The only information we have, the region, because you have to be specialized in the region you are judging.
That makes sense.
So I normally judge Spain, Portugal, South America.
Okay.
So you receive these wines blind and then you evaluate them. So what we look for in the wines is like, is it true to the region it belongs? Is the grape showcasing the terroir it belongs? We know the price bracket because then we can evaluate if it's a good value.
Quality, okay.
Exactly. Because, it's much more difficult. You find a great wine between, 10, 20 quid than finding a great wine plus 50.
At the upper end of the scale.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So we evaluate all that. And then if it's complex, typicity, and I have to write notes about them. Like, what did I see? Why this wine is excellent? Why this wine is not that excellent? What the producer can make to make this better? And then we give scores. And at the end of the day, we have a beer. because we are exhausted.
When your palates are tired, you turn to beer.
Exactly. This is our normal judging day goes. We
Yeah.
started normally like 9, 10 o'clock, goes until 4ish, depending of the judging as well.
Yeah.
So we sit down, we write notes, computer, evaluate the wines, and spitting out all of them, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I think people think, oh, you're drinking, wine or beer all day when I do a judging. And I'm like, it is so taxing on the brain. All of the assessment of the flavors, the writing of the notes, the moving on to the next one, the pace that you have to go at. So I'm glad that you have talked through what that experience is like, because it ain't easy. It is hard work, right? You
It
got to
is
train for it.
work.
And they're long, long, hard days.
It is, it is.
So yes, you're a very, very, very busy person. We've talked through all the different touch points you have in the world of wine, and you were recognized for your influence. You were named in the top 100 most influential people in drinks by the Drinks Retailing magazine, and you came in at number 31, so pretty high up there. When you think about the influence that you have, what do you aim to do with it? What impact do you hope to have in the world of wine?
I think I think about me, what I would like to see in someone that is named influential. Yeah. I was really actually honored. I was not expecting. And I remember the day I was told, I didn't know. And then the day I was told I was leaving my exam, diploma, unit 3, the beast,
Oh yeah,
the
big one.
theory, which was exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
Like because you turn off your phone, right?
Yeah, of course.
I turned on my phone and was like, all these notifications.
Messages.
All at once I was like, what's going on? What have I done? My God.
Yeah, what's happened?
What is going on?
Oh gosh.
And it was like people congratulating me, and I was like, my God, I got named. I was not expecting,
Yeah.
especially because it's like drinks. So it's a huge category in the UK
Yeah.
for everything, beer and whiskey, all these spirits. I do think the importance of being influential, let's say like that, is like, what do you do with it? What is the
Yeah.
message you are sending to people?
Yeah.
For me, my motto forever will be like, everyone can do it. Doesn't matter where you came from. Doesn't matter where you are. And that is what motivates me to move on, and do my things and be focused. Because I look and I'm like, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I am doing it. So I want people to look and like, she's doing, I'm going to do as well.
I can do that too. Yeah.
I'm not saying like, wow, Luma, you're so perfectly amazing. No, I'm saying that is possible.
Yeah.
Open the possibility. You have people of color, you have women in this industry, which is very important, and we're still in the fight of having much more women in the industry, which is important in every industry. So I think it's being influential is more like people look at you like, how can I can achieve that, and I'm going to do it as well.
Yeah.
Come on, yes, come with me, send me a DM. I'm always very open in my DM, like, send me if you're struggling, drop me a note, whatever I can do to help.
I will try and help you get
Exactly,
there.
exactly.
That's amazing. Yeah, we were saying just before this when I was talking about the podcast and all the things I get in my head about with it, done is better than perfect. And you're like, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm doing it. And I'm showing you that you can do it too.
Exactly.
Or whatever the thing is you want to do, you can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to have like some offsets in the way,
Yeah.
some things you're going to be upset about. It's going to be difficult. You struggle a little bit, but it's resilience, isn't it? You're just like, okay, fine.
Brush that off.
Yes.
Keep it going.
How can I? Yeah. Exactly, exactly.
And what do you do outside of the many day jobs to keep you grounded? Any hobbies, any practices that kind of help you reset, rest, since you don't have much time for it?
I know, but I do have a new obsession now. So actually, I do yoga,
Oh, lovely.
and I do think helps. I do more yin because I love the quiet of
Yep.
yin, this mindfulness. I love it.
I just got into yin yoga. I have a place near me that does it like with candlelight on a Friday night. Oh, amazing end to the week.
It is amazing, isn't it? And I did a couple of I have a studio on the corner of my house, and I have to say, the Yoga Space London, oh my
Shout
love. Oh my love, you're saving me so many days from troubles and stress. And it's a beautiful place. They do exactly the same. They do candlelights,
Yeah.
candlelights nights. They have sound bath. My God.
Nice, fun.
Have you done sound bath?
Very relaxing. So zen.
It's so brilliant. I love doing that. But my new obsession now is pottery.
Oh,
I know.
what have you made?
So I am in this quest of doing brilliant spittoons,
Oh, I love
ceramic
it. Of
spittoons.
course it relates to wine.
Exactly.
It can't not.
Exactly.
It can't not in your world.
I'm getting very good in mugs. I'm doing my trials with porcelain now. And my new thing is like, I want to do a lovely, easy to transport with you, your own individual spittoon. And I've done trials with normal stoneware is going, but I think ceramic is, porcelain is the one that will be the thing. And I just rented a studio.
Amazing.
I know. I do in this hub with artists, and I have my own studio room. They have the kiln, so I just hire the kilns
Yep.
when I need to fire stuff.
Yep.
That's my new thing now.
Really cool. Okay, so we're going to see this as merch on your Instagram soon.
Soon.
So, our last question before we get to our speed round is we talked about what got you into working in the drinks industry, but what is it that keeps you here? You are clearly so passionate. You love what you do. You said, "This is my career. This is it." Why? Why do you love it so much?
I do love a challenge.
I like that. That's the first time I've had that answer.
Yeah, I do love a challenge, and I do think it's a lovely industry to be in. People are lovely. I have many people that I have to dedicate my career to because they helped me along the way. And I do have to say, Sarah Jane, if you're that. I love her. I think she helped me so much and so many other people. It's difficult to name because, along the way you'll find amazing people. But it's not an easy industry to be in, especially when you go places more into the fine wine world where you hmm, there's something here that I can't really understand why people are this way.
Feeling a
So
little less welcome in those spaces.
exactly,
Yeah. Okay.
exactly. But I do not. It's interesting because I think probably how I was raised because I look at it and then like, oh, you don't want me here? I'm going to leave. Ah, no. This is how I thrive.
You want me to leave, but I'm not going
Wait
anywhere.
a second.
Okay.
How can I lovely and with finesse introduce myself in this space that I'm not welcome? So I do love the challenge. I think this is what keeps me in because I think still there are some places that you need to fight a little bit to be.
Yeah.
And I have the passion for wine.
Yeah.
And I do, you know what, Nat, we talk about drinks around the world, but my God, I've been on the drinks and you do need to study a lot, but there is no such a thing of stopping studying wine. There is not. Every
Yeah.
time I'm like, oh, I think I know this region a little bit. My God, I have much more to learn. I love the challenge as well of learning. I think it's cultural. I think you learn about regions. I think you learn geography. My God, you have to understand what is north, south, northeast, northwest. Never in my life I thought I had to understand that. And you have to understand the culture of the place,
Yeah.
why they do what they do that, why their grape in their region, and why these food pairings, because they grow together, they go together. It's so challenging to learn as well. It's challenging in many ways. It's challenging the industry and it's challenging the drink. You have to learn.
But that's what keeps you
Exactly.
coming back for more.
I think so.
Amazing. Okay, last call. Quick questions, quick answers. Do you have a favorite beverage related book, podcast, or program?
Oh, there is a book that I love with all my life. It's called The Wine Bible
Okay.
by Karen McNeil.
Okay.
It's a huge book. You might not be able to walk around with it.
This is a
Put in
read
a
at home
Kindle.
book.
Yes,
Yeah.
put in a Kindle. But she does something that I think is very brilliant. She explains you in details about wine. And she goes by region, like all the normal books go, country, regions, or region. But she has on the final of the chapter, like the best wines of the region. She has a lot of knowledge about producers of all the regions. I don't know how she does that. Probably yes in this industry. And food and culture.
Amazing.
So you
Not
will
just the
learn.
wine.
No.
Yeah.
This is what I think is brilliant. It's not just about the wine. It's like how is the culture of the place? Why wine there? Who brought the wine there? It's brilliant. I love this book, The Wine
Okay.
Bible.
Awesome recommendation. What are you streaming or reading at the moment? You mentioned you like your wine and Netflix. What are you Netflixing?
Ooh, Netflixing. I believe it or not, it's nothing wine, it's Narcos.
That's okay. It doesn't have to be wine related.
My God, I'm watching
We,
it. I'm
we all need to
obsessed.
switch off from the wine. It's okay.
But I'm more excited. So I'm watching Narcos and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
But I'm reading a book. It's no wine as well. is called Salt by Mark Kurlansky. He tells the story of the world, all connecting to salt.
Oh, fun.
My God. And he has all the books, like he has one which is cod. So it's the history of the world connecting, all connected by cod. They have cod, salt, oyster, and there is one more, paper.
Okay.
So it's a brilliant way of telling you everything. And salt goes back to China, ancient China, and you learn everything. It's brilliant. So I'm loving. This is the one I'm now like. I'm taking time to read because I don't want it to finish.
Yeah. Oh, how fun. It sounds similar to the wine Bible, though, but kind of telling
Exactly.
similar stories through the world of salt. as well.
Exactly.
An ingredient we use every day and never probably think about.
Exactly.
Its
Exactly.
history, its
There was
impact.
everything like how people salted the cod. Salted cod was so salt was important.
Mm-hmm.
Two things that I learned this week in the book is like one, do you know the word salary come from the word salt, because was the way in Rome where the soldiers were paid because salt was so precious.
Wow.
I know.
No idea.
Another one, salad.
Uh-huh.
The word salad comes from salt as well because was the Romans salting that greens because it was so bitter. They salted it.
And that tones down the bitterness. Whoa.
How
Amazing.
brilliant is that?
Yeah. Okay. I'll get on this book too. Dream drinks destination you want to visit. I know you've been to a lot of places. What's still on your bucket list?
Interestingly enough, it's just because I think it's so different and I just want to chill a little bit. I would love to go to Switzerland, and I've never been to Switzerland, and I would love to drink more Swiss wines.
That
Just to
sounds
try.
great.
Chasselas is a grape. I've tried it before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is a lovely grape.
Yeah.
One of the other dreams I had and I did was going to China and trying the Chinese wines.
Very cool.
That was lovely. That was really cool. But I think Swiss is the next one for me. That I'm like, I want to see,
Yeah.
the
What's happening there?
Alps,
Yeah.
having a glass of Chasselas in my hand.
Yeah. That sounds amazing. Celebrity you'd like to share a drink with?
Oh my God, has to be Queen Bee. Forever Beyonce.
Love it.
And I want to drink the Sir John, I think is the name of her new whiskey. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Glass of whiskey with Queen Bee.
Chat with Beyonce.
And we are going to chat. Yeah, exactly. Have a chat together.
We may know the answer to this, but I'm curious how specific you'll go. If you could only drink one beverage other than water for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh my God, wine.
Is there a certain kind of wine?
Oh, forever and ever white burgundy.
Oh, there we
I'm
go.
obsessed.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I know this. I've thought about
I
it.
am obsessed.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode. Be sure to check out my Instagram for Luma's edition of Guest Bess, where she shouts out some of her favorite hospitality hotspots. Then join me right back here next Wednesday for episode 7 with Amelie Tassin, founder of Women in Beer. Cheers!